Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm inviting you to my kitchen and I want us to bake together. I want to make a lemon chia seeds cake. I'll use chia seed as a substitute for eggs because there's some people who don't like eggs in cake. So this is what we're gonna make this morning. So first things first, I want to preheat my oven. So I use the option where heat is coming from up and down, and then I will turn that to 180 and preheat for 10 minutes. And as we preheat, now I get to prepare my ingredients, starting with measuring out the flour. So I have a recipe that I'm following that I basically the amounts I developed them myself. So we're gonna start with mixing baking powder and flour, and we're gonna need 2 cups of all-purpose 2 cups of all-purpose wheat flour. So this is the one that I'm going to use. I got these measuring cups that I use for baking. So we're gonna use this cup, which is written 1 cup at the side. We're gonna do 2 cups, and then we add a tablespoon of baking powder. So those are 2 cupfuls of wheat flour, all-purpose wheat flour. Then I have this spoon that measures out a tablespoon. So we need 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Tablespoon of baking powder. Like that way. Then I'm going to mix these 2 ingredients. Then I'll set them aside, and then I will prepare the milk and vinegar. So we use vinegar to help with the rising. And then after that, I will beat sugar and butter, or that milk that I have prepared. We will dissolve the sugar into it. So that is well mixed. I'll set it aside. Then we'll measure out our warm milk. So we have our warm milk, 1 3/4 cup of warm milk. So 1 3/4 cup of milk. So this is fresh milk. That's 1 cup. And a quarter. Then I'm gonna add vinegar. Half a teaspoon of vinegar, just a small amount. Here's the measuring cup for that. White vinegar. This written substitute for white vinegar. It will break the warm milk, and that's what we need for this recipe. So now into this, after I mix vinegar and warm milk, I'm supposed to add sugar, 1 cup of sugar. So it's 1 to 2. So we'll do 1 cup of sugar for this cake. Since we did 2 cups of flour, we do 1 cup of sugar. Mix it in to the milk. So this is caster sugar, white sugar, a cup. Then so we're gonna mix it into the milk, the buttermilk, till it dissolves. I'm mixing with a spoon and then I will get my whisk. Here is the whisk. So the milk has started breaking down. It's becoming like Greek yogurt, maziwa mala. So when I dissolve the sugar, we almost making it actually looks more like maziwa lala now as I mix in. Then next we need to melt butter and then add the preferred essence and lemon zest, as well as any lemon juice. Because as I said, it's a lemon chia seeds cake. So this is well mixed. Gonna set it aside, and then I'm gonna grate some lemon zest and squeeze out some juice. So I have a small lemon which I had washed. I'll use this large part so that it's easier. The prep time for this, if you have all your ingredients read out, should be less than the 10 minutes it takes to preheat the oven. So within 10 minutes or less, you should be able to get everything mixed up and ready to go. So I have laid out all my things on the kitchen counter. So right now we're working the lemon zest. And then I'm gonna cut this up and get the lemon juice, which we'll mix in. Well, I got a little bit of it. So we'll mix this into the melted butter. So let's slice this up and get the juice. Got my lemon squeezer. Just put both of them because it's a small one. Squeeze it out. Putting in the lemon squeezer, you're able to get as much juice as possible and keep the seeds out of your lemon juice. So that's pretty much enough. And then I'm gonna use a lemon flavor. So the lemon flavor. Set the remaining lemon aside, and 3/4 cup. So 3/4 cup. We'll still make use of this and measure out 3/4 about of Blue Band. I don't have melted butter, so I'll use Blue Band. You can even use vegetable oil if you don't prefer Blue Band, but butter is good. So I ran out of butter and use the melted Blue Band, which doesn't melt so well. So I'll melt it in warm water as opposed to putting it in the... I'll make this in warm water rather than putting it in the microwave because it doesn't melt so well in the microwave. So we'll let that melt for a few minutes. So our butter is melted and ready. So I stirred it in some warm water. So to this, the melted butter, we will add our essence and the lemon zest and the juice, and then whisk. We add our zest. And the juice, and then we whisk. So I'm mixing in first the lemon zest and juice. We do a teaspoon of the essence, and then now I take the big whisk and whisk. So get this out. Now a lot of butter and whisk. Then I'll set that aside. I need a teaspoon or tablespoon. Let's use a tablespoon of chia. I have my chia that we brand as Malkia Nutrition. Take a tablespoon and then mix it in with some bit of flour. So it's taking longer since I don't have all my ingredients laid out. But as I said, if you have everything laid out, it should take you like 10 minutes. The 10 minutes it takes to mix, to heat the oven, to preheat the oven. So you mix it in with some flour like this so that they don't stick together. Then now I'm gonna take my flour mix that we set aside and add it to so before I take my flour mix, I'm gonna add in my milk slowly as I whisk them together. So my sugar had not dissolved completely. Alright, so now we whisk. I'll take my electric hand mixer. Close it. And now I'm going to take my flour mix and add it in slowly by slowly. Sugar to dissolve. Okay, so my flour mix, adding in small amounts at a time, mixing in completely. After you put in the flour, then you add in the chia. Mix some more. So I'm mixing it in. Need to scrap the edges. And it's becoming thick now. Okay. It's becoming the right consistency for a cake. Yeah, so after this I'm just lining my baking tin and putting it in the oven. So we're gonna bake it for 60 minutes in the oven at 180 degrees. So with my wax paper, so I'm gonna load my tin and then I'll show you how it turns out. So we bake at 180 degrees for 60 minutes and I'll show you how it turns out. Sweet.